Did you know that in Fortnite you can shoot while being nearly untouchable? That edits can completely lift you up without moving? Understanding Fortnite's physics is mandatory. There are hundreds of tips to make you better in Fortnite. So let's start with the first ones. We'll talk about the right side advantage, then box boundaries, and tips about your build's physics. The right side advantage. If you haven't yet noticed, your crosshair is on the right of your character, meaning that the third person view is a bit to your advantage on the right of the screen. Look, if the enemy is on the right side, I have what we call the right side advantage. I am going to be able to shoot at him without him seeing me nearly as good as I see him. Let's try that on the other side. As you can see, to hit an enemy on the left, I need to fully reveal myself for my pump to be able to deal damage to him. Whereas when he's on my right, I can deal damage without revealing myself, making this move a must for each of your fights. Knowing this, you should always try to turn the situation to your advantage by forcing your opponent to be on your right. It also works on heights, and it also works on low ground. Let's now talk about box boundaries. As we said in our elementary program, constructions placed on a pre-existing grid. Each cube of this grid can receive a full box, that's 4 walls, 2 floors and 1 cone or 1 stair. This is where the chess game part of the fight takes place. More on that in the box fight basic video. Constructions attach themselves to other constructions or other pre-existing structures and will stay attached as long as they are either connected to the floor or connected through a side. They will disconnect if the connected pieces don't have a flat or strong enough connection. For example, this edit will disconnect the wall because the wall doesn't have a support anymore. And this edit will disconnect the cone as they don't have a flat connection. To do this edit successfully, I will need to attach 1 extra wall that connect both the floor to the edited construction. Let's check that grid on the island itself. Sometimes the builds that you want to place won't place where you want them to. It's because there isn't an AI in the game that connects your builds where it's the most logical to connect. It all depends on you, on how you move your camera when building and where your crosshair is. The game will try to build at the very tip of this arrow. Let's see a couple of examples. In a box and getting sprayed from afar. If I simply hold my wall out in front of me, there is a chance that the next wall will build a bit further than I want it to. Looking down while placing this wall will always place it the closest to you. I want to build stairs, but they go under the floor. Building either a wall or a floor before building a stair will force that stair where you want it to go. This is very important when you will want to crank 90s. Building pieces can phase with players. They'll become yellow to indicate that even though it looks built, it is completely hollow and will let bullet through. We will see in a further video how to take advantage of that in some cases. That being said, builds will usually avoid phasing with player by all means. If your chest is above the next floor you'll place, the game will pull you back up a bit, to avoid having you phasing through that floor and falling. Not only does that give us weird physics, like being able to climb up with only edit while remaining completely still, that also serves a purpose, and help new player learn new moves. Like the side jump, to shoot your shotgun when you have height over the enemy, even if you pull out your floor a bit too late, you'll still be able to avoid falling. Last but not least, when building, you can hold your fire button down and just switch between builds while moving. You'll be smoother and you'll keep your running momentum. When starting to learn how to build, you've got to force yourself to use this build. It's not a very natural thing to do. So unless you force yourself to build whenever you can, you won't learn it very fast. First, try to build walls and stairs to try to always have height over the opponent. Use the right side advantage to deal damage to him without taking too much damage yourself, and practice to get used to your building binds. Thanks for watching. Please like the video to tell YouTube it helped you and subscribe to be a part of our growing community. Next video is about basic building technique to get high ground, ranking 90s. Check it out.